Hello there, welcome back. This is just a quickie look at a film. It's not returned to the regular review schedule quite yet. I'll probably another week or two and I'll be back to the usual 4 times a week thing. But this is just a little quickie within my little break. The film I'm talking about is a VOD release called Another Cinema Snob. The reason I'm doing this is actually it was an Indiegogo campaign. I actually put some money into it, so not much, really, very small amount. But so you can take my opinion with a grain of salt. So it's made by the Cinema Snob and his people, and they've done other films like Paranoia and first Cinema Snob Movie and Jesus Bro, all of which I enjoyed. I mean, these films are made for very low budgets. They don't have the greatest amount of money thrown at them. They have to rely on grabbing footage where they can. Like, they can't rely on paying actors, really, or actors that much. So they don't have the greatest acting experienced actors involved in the film, so sometimes you get performances that are a bit rough, you know. But if you're used to like 70s exploitation movies, that's part of the charm, so it's not a big deal if you're kind of used to that, so I wouldn't really be that bothered by it. They're very self-referential. There's always jokes about the internet and internet culture and things because that's their world. And there's usually in jokes to stuff that some people who don't know that culture won't get, but there's a lot of references here or there. Not enough to make it really alienating, but it is there. So I mean, I'll quickly go through the films that came first before I get to this one, just to see what I thought. Paranoia was a horror movie, horror thriller. I quite enjoyed it. I mean, it was rough around the edges, and the end explained way too much. But for a little low budget film, I thought it was good fun. I mean, it was good, it was enjoyable. It was a lot better than I expected to be, actually. The Cinema Snob Movie was like a low budget take on the giallo genre without any money even spent on it. So it was about this idea of filmmaking stuck in this film society, and they're all getting killed off one by one, and it's like pretentious film snobs versus like genre film fans and things like that. So that was going on, so that made it really enjoyable, even though it had some problems, particularly the first third when they're doing the setup, where there's a lot of like building blocks full of jokes that didn't quite work, but once it went well. Jesus Bro was the most ambitious one they had. It was a parody of religious films, or religious films made by those kind of right-wing nuts in America who kind of get a persecution complex and they think that everyone's against Christians or something, and they make all these terrible movies like God's Not Dead and stuff. It's a parody of that with the intentional bad lighting, intentional awkward editing, things like that. It was enjoyable. I mean, it had some construction flaws in it. I mean, it jumped around a lot, but it was still enjoyable for what it was. I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun, but it's not for everybody. I mean, a lot of people who watch my channel probably wouldn't really be into these films, so, oh well. And basically, if you watch the Cinema Snob videos, if you like those videos, you'll probably like these films. If you don't, you won't, so there we go. So find this at Another Cinema Snob. It's just been released today, so I got a digital copy to download, so I'm getting a DVD coming through over the post at some point as well. The cinema, it's a fun movie, it's an enjoyable movie. Like the first one, it actually has the first third, the worst part of the film. The first third's like the weakest, where they're doing a lot of setup, but you wish there was more jokes involved. They feel like they needed more jokes, they needed like quicker, tighter jokes. But once you get going, once you have it's basically a road movie. It's almost like a parody of like the road movies in the 70s, where people from the city go out into the countryside, and all the countryside people are crazy in order to kill them. Once it gets on the road, it works. Early on, during the setup, there's a lot of kind of forced humour that doesn't quite work. It feels like it should have been cut down a bit. It's one of those sections where you think you could have lost 10 minutes there. This is stuff there's a lot of stuff that you could lose and you'd still be fine. because it gets just better once the kind of characters get to interact and go and do things. Early on there's a lot of setup, but setup that could have been done quicker really, and just edited quicker, and just that's a big criticism. I think a film could have done with one more past the first third just to kind of tighten it up slightly. Because you set the characters up and you get some good setup, but it does kind of meander a little bit. I mean, the setup basically is the film called Cinema Snob makes a film called The Cinema Snob Movie, which is a parody of the first movie, which takes the plot of the first movie and adds a sci-fi element to it and makes it really bad, and it's one of the worst movies ever made. So he has to try and find a way to revive his career, which means going to see his dad, who ends in the film industry. And it's them trying to get from middle America to LA to try and save their careers, and they meet up with some other people who are also content creators on the way, and they all end up in a car together and end up into all these situations with cannibals and clowns and all the rest of it. Once it gets there, it's all fun because it's parodying movies, but it's not going over the top of the parody. But before that, it's kind of so in joke that you're meant to have you're meant to have seen the first film. You haven't seen the first film, some of the jokes don't work, and even if you have, some of the jokes aren't quite as funny as they should have been, and it goes on too long. It's just too self-indulgent. The early parts, it's like, we know what you're doing, but you could have just moved it faster. But once it gets to the point where they go to Comic-Con and they meet these fans who have been, some have been overly fanboy and some are more normal. It's a parody of all that stuff, and these two characters, the director of the film and Cinema Snob, are fighting each other. Once they meet up with the characters and go on their trip, that's when it gets a lot better, because they're doing things within the situations and the characterization becomes much more interesting, because they're reacting to things rather than reacting to like a plot construction that's so kind of self-involved that it's hard for the normal person to get a clue what the point is. But you need all that plot construction for later on, but it could be done clearer. And then as the film goes on, yeah, you go to the back, you get lost, obviously. It's a parody of 70s people lost in the South movies. They get lost, they end up going to the houses to ask for directions. The houses are full of cannibals, and then they do every wrong turn, they do every wrong thing, they ask for help constantly and end up with even more psychos involved. And it's all really enjoyable. I mean, it's really fun because they take the mickey of all these genres, but they still play along with the conceits. It's shot in widescreen, which gives it a nice tint. It's shot in like 4K HD. It's really nicely shot for a very low budget film. Again, some of the acting are a bit rough, because those kind of movies, acting was a bit rough, and it feels kind of right for the movies they're making. So it's part of the charm, so it's not really a big deal. There's lots of nice moments. There's a scene where the snob has to eat cheap testicles to prove himself and things like that, which are all fun, and there's lots of funny bits of people like unintentionally eating human flesh and things. There's a nice dark sense of humour. There's a situation about why people hate clowns, and the clowns become a metaphor for zombies, but other things as well. And everything kind of works nicely. It's just enjoyable riff and B movies. It really works. Plus it's a comedy, and there's all these jokes about these people worried about their careers and worried about how many hits they're getting, and there's always these jokes about how so centred these people are on their careers. They're just focusing their careers against outside of real life concerns, you know. And also the pretension of people in this YouTube sort of sphere where people are so self-involved, think everything there is so important, and it's like, it's only part of the world, it's not a big deal. But they have a parody of that, and they have a parody of people who have had like career problems and some of the kind of weird scandals you've had within like the YouTube sphere. There's always jokes with that as well, and it's quite funny, some of it. And they also have fun at their own past. Some of the actors, if you know, last year there was a Channel Awesome scandal about how some people were treating some of the films. And they actually make light of that because the Cinema Snob's part of Channel Awesome, even though he's kind of on his own as well. And some of the actors involved here were part of Channel Awesome, and there was this big stupid scandal. I don't care about it. I just couldn't care less. But there was lots of like crazy YouTube drama about it, and they parodied that whole thing about people being so self-involved, and as well as the crazy directors and some of their ways of dealing with actors, and just the craziness that's involved with people who are really into this and are so involved in it that it becomes their life. And there's tons of jokes, and the jokes get to get funnier about that as it goes along once they've built up the foundation. But I think the problem, the early parts, they go too much into that to start with in a way that it's a bit distracting. But once it just becomes part of the story amongst other things, it plays much better. So there's a lot of fun involved in the movie. I mean, the good thing in the movie is it's not pretentious. This lead character is an actor playing a pretentious critic for the YouTube audience. It's a parody, and the whole film has that feel to it. It's a parody of this genre, and it's a parody of YouTube. But it doesn't take itself too seriously, and there's a charm to it that it knows what it is. It's a silly B movie. That's it. That's all it's ever going to be. That's all it wants to be, and that's what's good about it. I mean, Lloyd Kaufman shows up at the end, which is fun. It's not a spoiler. You see his name in the title's beginning. They parody a lot of conventions, and they call out a lot of conventions, and they take the mickey out of a lot of conventions you see in horror movies in a fun way. It's just a fun movie. I mean, it's like, it's an hour 50. It should have been an hour and a half. It really feels like it should have been an hour and a half though. I mean, that's the big criticism I've got of the film. More than anything else, it's too long for what it is. It doesn't really support the length. That's the big thing I've got. Is like, it needed to lose 20 minutes throughout it. You can just feel it in the film that it was bit too much weight on it. It needed to lose a little bit just to, because a lot of films is parodying like 70, 80-minute films. And it feels it needed that, and you need that also just in editing, that just quicker cutting in certain places just for more impact, and just the pace. And it just feels like it needed to lose a little bit. But that's the main criticism. But it does what it wants to do well. It just like takes a bit too long to get started. It's a bit too self-aware to get started, and it just needs to lose a little bit for pacing. But that's nothing really. I mean, it's still an enjoyable film. I would still say give it a shot. It's worth seeing. It's really worth seeing if you like that kind of movie. I would say try Cinema Snob channel first and see if you like his content. If you don't like his content, you won't like the film. If you do, you will. I mean, this is probably not for most of the people who watch my videos. They probably couldn't care less about this, but I thought I'd do a video about it anyway and just thought it was fun. This is just a little video I'm doing just to the side of my normal videos on the channel. But I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back in a week or two with my normal videos of like art house movies and B movies. Like the usual mix will be back.